All right, all right. Okay, gonna let some people roll on in here. Hello, everyone. As y'all start rolling in, we are about to get started. Hello, hello, y'all. Hello, hello. All right. About to begin.
Hey
About to go.
there. It's so good
Yes,
to
hello. There
see
she
you.
is. Yes, it's so good to
I am very
right
well
Bible.
indeed. I actually did what
It's
you
so good to see
instructed
you.
me,
How
and I
are you
brought the
today?
wine with me today. Yes, indeed. I got the curly hair, about to go on vacation.
Yes,
So, baby,
yes.
we had to do the best we can. You know what we're doing. We got to do the best
Giving us
we
all the
can.
light. I
Hi,
love it.
everybody. Let me say hello to everybody. I'm seeing everybody
Absolutely.
in. Yes, indeed. I
Oh,
know you all have been missing catching up
yeah.
on divorce court over the past couple of weeks. I mean, Kiri, we have received so many notes about where the heck is their divorce court. And well, first of all, we got FIFA, and that preempted us a whole lot of places. And then, of course, we've been not loading on the Hulu, and the folk is mad. So, Kiri, you better get it together. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Kiri, this on you, brother. Okay, you better get it together.
A bit
But
above my
I
pay grade,
understand
okay?
that it's coming back on, so we'll load new episodes up. That just means y'all better go back to that old fashioned, put on the DVR and make sure you catch it.
Absolutely. New episodes, they will be,
Okay.
all of the episodes from this month will be uploaded at the top of January. So by all means, y'all will be able to catch up everything
Okay.
on Hulu,
That's good to know.
Facebook,
That is very
Instagram, and
good to know
Audio
because I've
Boom.
been
They will
keeping
be
up.
everywhere at the
But
top of the
today, we thought we'd actually recap, right? A little bit of what happened this entire season. Hello, everybody that's greeting me and wishing me happy holidays. I'm wishing you all and your family happy holidays also. What a blessed year this has been. Oh, I see somebody. Missy is from the UK. Girl, you better come on in here and visit with us. Y'all got a whole lot going over there in the UK. And my girlfriend blamed Trump. Babe, did you give my boy Steve some birthday love? Because Blaine's man with his fine self, Steve, just had a birthday. So I'm sending him some love today also. So I see all my people rolling in here. Kiri, look, we got a lot of people coming from Louisiana. Okay,
Love to see it.
so I am
And look,
going
they
to
want to
be
get into
quiet
these
and let
updates
you
now because that's
host
what this is all
these
about
first few
today.
minutes, brother. Go ahead, ask me my questions. Go ahead, what you got? All right, I have
Listen,
all the
I was
tea.
about to
I have
say, I'm
all
asking the questions.
the
You're the
tea.
one that
Wait a
got the
minute, hold
tea,
up. I got to
okay?
pull up
So,
my notes because I have notes on everybody that's been doing anything. Okay, okay, because I'm telling you, everybody, this is the number
ooh,
one question: is what happened with so and so. So we have some updates. So why don't you go ahead, and I got
don't
some
be, oh,
updates for the
hush
people.
now.
What?
Not yet. Yes,
Oh, okay.
we got to
Okay,
get
I'm
into
gonna
some
be
things
quiet. Go
first
ahead.
because I had some highlights of my own favorites. Okay, now we had a case in particular. There was this couple,
Yes.
and she was talking about how she worried so much
Mm-hmm.
about her partner's health and how she felt like the overeating was becoming a problem in the relationship.
And it
And it just really
really touched
like,
my
in the
heart,
black
because
community,
I have
health is
struggled
like that's
with
a
weight
big
issues
thing.
for
So it's just
many, many, many years. And I remember telling them that I had a friend come to me and pull my coat. And so I was really proud of the partner who said, I worry about you, babe. So it came out of love. Y'all remember that? That was
yeah,
Danny Thompson
yeah.
and Alexandra Thompson. They were a married couple. And I remember the plaintiff was afraid that her wife would die of obesity like her mother had passed away. And honestly, you don't actually die from obesity,
Yeah,
but you die from the
yeah.
complications around it. So it's either heart disease or diabetes or a stroke. And so I understand where she was, but I would
Mm,
love to tell everybody that Danny and Alexandra are doing very, very well. And we spoke to them, and they said, watching the show back,
Oh, that's
was
awesome.
really a good eye opener for them. They said they reflected on their behavior, but they decided to take my advice and their help. And Alexandra sought some treatment. Aren't we so happy for her? Yeah. So Alex started some
Oh,
therapy. She said
that
it's
is so
helping
great. I love
tremendously. I
that.
believe very much in therapy because you got to figure out what's making you gain the weight, so that you can lose the weight here before you can lose the weight here. So I understand that.
Absolutely.
And she said that therapy has helped them communicate better. And she has decided to get weight loss surgery. Very much so, very much so. But see, I'm still proud of her that
Oh,
she did the work
wow.
here, because the doctors will recommend, similar with me, that if you're at a
Yeah.
certain weight, that weight loss surgery could be a jump starter. It's not the cure all, it's not the end all, but it's the
Mhm.
sort of the jump start for your journey. And I'm so happy that she says that this is where she's ended up. But you notice she did the therapy to get to this point. So we are so proud of Alexandra. She says Daddy has been so supportive and
That's
they are
huge. Yeah,
improving as a couple.
absolutely.
So I am so happy for them. I'm
Oh,
so happy for them.
that's
I cannot
amazing. We
tell
love
you
a
how
happy
happy I
baby.
am.
Yes. Root. I
Yes.
love that. I love that. So let's move to another highlight
Okay,
of
which one?
mine. It was an explosive moment. Now I don't want to say highlight too much positivity because I was a little caught off guard by my
I
fellow
bet you
brother
I
from
know
his
which one it
comments on
is.
this show. But the lousy bitch.
I know.
I was about to say you already knew where I was going. You already knew the lousy bitch. Can we please talk about it? Like that case was
Do you
so.
all
It didn't
remember
happen like at
this
the beginning of
case?
the
Do
season.
you
I'm like,
remember
wait a
this
minute. Okay,
case
if this is what we're
where
about to get into all
it
season,
was
I'm
Treshawn Jackson and Michael Connors, as I recall, right? And Treshawn, she said things had changed in their relationship since she had a baby. And she said that he had always been, nicer and kinder to her, but after she had the baby, he began to be mean to her. And, it's one thing to hear people say somebody's being mean to me. It's another thing to actually see it in person. And she said on air, I'll never forget this. She said, at one point he called me a lousy bitch. And he turned and said, quote, she is a lousy bitch. And I'm sorry, I went left, as I recall, right? I went left. I did. I went left. Because
yeah,
you're not going
yeah,
to do that. You're not going to call a
yeah.
woman out of her name, not on any show that I'm hosting and not in any room that I'm in. So that's just not going to happen. And so I had to do what I had to say. I see DC Bailiff is on. Oh, here, Robert. Robert, it's funny. Robert not even in the courtroom, but he here to protect me in case somebody say something. The honey, divorce court bailiff is in the place,
At
honey.
all
He said,
times.
look,
At,
if my girl is working, then I am working. So thank you, Robert, for coming.
yeah,
And I see Chris is on also, but I remember this so
love it.
clearly. And I had to call Michael out because I thought that he was extremely disrespectful. And I remember asking him a question that everybody talked about afterwards. Who raised you? Okay. Who raised you? How were you raised up in
Yep,
here?
that was it. That was it.
Because
How dare
we
you?
don't allow
That
that.
was
That
it.
is just not how we treat people. And I got some criticism in that. Do you remember that, Carrie? People were criticizing me because, first of all, they said
Oh,
that
absolutely.
I shouldn't have pointed out that he was just critical of Black women. Don't you remember that? And that it was all women. And I said,
Yeah.
I remember this because I've talked about this before. I'm going to be protective of all people, all human beings. But I do have a special focus on women, so I'm not biased towards women, but I do look out for women. Okay, I mean that's been my life's work. So what am I supposed to forget that that's not my life's work? But I remember thinking to myself, I don't think this young Black woman had ever had anybody take up for her or protect her or say she's worthy. And I said, I'm going to do it. And listen, I always say that the firefighters in the world, they are going to put out anybody's house that's on fire. But if my house is on fire on the block, they come to my house first. And that's exactly what I thought about with Krishan. Her house was on
Yeah,
fire, so
right.
I had to protect her first. And um, listen, you know what I said? I wanted her to walk. I really did. But I can say to you that Krishan and Michael are actually still together.
Yeah.
I know. Get your nose together. Get your nose, fix your face. Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, listen, I'm supposed to give you the real update. I'm not supposed to give you just the Pollyanna update. We
Right.
spoke to Trishawn and she said that watching the show back was hard. They decided to start going to individual and couples therapy, which is actually a good thing that they decided to seek therapy. Get your eyes right, okay? Get your eyes right. You told me, and Robert,
Okay.
CC Baylor come on,
It's a
I
lot.
know. I didn't even tell him what the update was. So, but she's still working on getting her real estate license, okay? Which I'm very happy about because, we gave her a mentor. That's one of the things that we get to do on divorce court is we will provide you with the resources if you say that this is what you need. Now, Michael, on the other hand, we asked him about the name calling, and he said he thought it was, quote, funny that the viewers were mad at him that he called her the LB because, quote, he was being truthful in the moment. And she sipped her wine. I told you I was going to give you the real update.
Are you serious?
Not
After
the fake
all of
update.
Right? So I just want to look. I want to be clear so that people know this clip got over 5 million views across social media.
That we did at the time. I think one other clip may have surpassed it now, but that one, it was no joke. Yeah. Yes.
He was sobbing
very much
in that courtroom.
So here's the deal.
He broke her.
You can't make folk do what they don't want to do. And you also cannot give people self-esteem that they don't have. You have to be worthy of yourself. And if this is what she wants to put up with, then listen, Trishawn, this is what you're gonna do. But here's the thing: understand, this who you got. This your man, okay? This your man, okay? So wait, my girl Reese just said, so he wasn't sorry? No, Reese, he was not sorry. He said no. He was not sorry. He said, quote, he thought that it was funny that viewers were mad at him, that he called her out of her name. So that means he had called her out of her name before, and quiet as kept, he probably calling her out of her name again, okay?
Oh, yeah, because if he's going to do that on national TV, there's no telling what he does behind closed doors. I kept seeing those comments. I'm like, it's insane. And like watching, literally, you could see her.
One of the things that one of our viewers commented,
it was so hard to watch.
They said that they thought that wasn't the first time and that she broke on television because she was in the courtroom and there were others who saw it. And so, in other words, this is something that was her norm. And I thought that was a very insightful comment, and that came from one of our viewers. Wow. That came from one of our viewers, that this was her norm. We thought that it was out of the norm. But if this is your everyday experience, then Amy just said, why would she put up with it? Because that's her everyday experience. That's what she has come to accept. And I'm not going to get you to not accept what is your norm. But I am going to tell you that is not the norm, okay? There is no one that should treat you like that. And you should feel worthy enough to say, no, you're not going to treat me like that. So that's, I figured I'll give you that update. I knew it
Right.
wasn't gonna make you happy, but that's just the truth. I know that I got you on that one. I got you.
I'm gonna tell you, like, so how do you? Yeah, exactly. Because I wasn't prepared for that one. Because but but we got other things because I could dwell on that. I wasn't ready for that update. We got to get to the next update because we got to
Okay,
get to some things.
so Carrie, give me
The
your
biggest one.
interpretation before I start
What the
talking.
wig
You
do?
just start
Like,
talking. Okay.
you're trying to understand what the wig do. The wig, like, and I'm gonna tell you, because when we first started the season, you kept on telling me, like, look, it's this episode coming, it's this episode coming, it's this episode coming.
I know.
You kept
Listen,
warning me, and
30
I was like,
years.
okay, she's probably just laying
30
on thick.
years.
We've
I
seen some
know
crazy.
what good TV
Like,
is. Come on now.
you can't out yet. No, listen, yes, I'm trying to tell you, and what the
Well,
wig do.
of course.
I'm ready for these updates right here.
The
I am ready.
the couple that we're talking about, Portia Shannon and Angel Navy. They and I'm
Ooh,
gonna
and
tell you something.
Portia's. Oh, let me
These two
shout
ladies,
at
they
her
came
in.
in here.
Let me.
They were not for play. Okay, Portia and Shannon, Miss Shannon, sorry, and Miss Navy. It was interesting. You could really tell that they were at a crossroads. Oh, and speaking of which, there is Miss Portia
How
Shannon
y'all
right there. How you doing,
doing?
Miss? How you doing, Miss Shannon?
I'm good. How you doing?
I am very well indeed. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you.
It's wonderful
Everybody
to
has
see you
been
too.
asking me the greatest line in the history of divorce court, and I give it all to you. I will never forget it. Hashtag what do we do?
Hashtag what the wig look. That was the first thing that I could think of. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh
Do
my God. What the wig do? What?
No, wait a minute. Wait, Angel done come up looking cute with the cute hair. Okay, Miss
we're
Navy,
all
you
here now.
decided
We're all
you were going to
here.
come on and they were not going to clown you about a wig today, girl. You were going to come on looking right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Angel.
That wig is eating today.
Bravo.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Portia. Hello,
Bravo.
stars. Hello.
Bravo.
Hello, everybody.
That's all right. It is so wonderful to see you both. And I'm so glad to at least, I of course, we talked to you guys before because this is not a blind side. That's not what we were trying to do. You all were two of our most talked about litigants for the entire season. Did you watch the show?
I
Yes.
did multiple times. I was like, oh, is
Yeah.
that me? Oh,
Yeah.
is that Angel? Oh my
Yes.
God.
Okay. So before we get into anything, let's just say that you all have been together. I want to just bring people up to date. You all have been together for some time. You were engaged. You were trying to figure out if this was going to be a long-term relationship. You were even thinking about raising a child together. There was some discourse in terms of how you would conceive a child. That's really what brought us into the courtroom, was how we were going to conceive a child. You all had disagreements about that, which clearly at the core, that means that's an issue if we were not going to be able to resolve that. But I saw a great friendship there that somehow had been diminished. And I can legitimately say, something tells me the fact that you greeted each other when you first came on says that you found your friendship again. Am I right, Miss Shannon?
Absolutely. I'll take my friendship over the relationship anytime. Anytime.
Okay, so let me ask, Miss Navy, are you all still together?
No. We're happily friends, just friends, and we're just so happy to be friends and just have an understanding with each other.
We friends on each other. Okay.
Okay. So you're friends, you can still hang out, but it's not a romantic relationship.
Yeah, it's not a romantic relationship at all. But
Yes.
yeah, we can hang out. We still bump heads all the time, but
But
that's what
it's,
friends do. I think we have a healthy friendship.
You know,
yeah.
it was interesting, Portia, because you were the one who actually said, and I remember this quote, "We are not good as a couple, but I still want to be your friend." What did you mean by that?
I meant like I'd rather have our friendship be
Mm-hmm.
solid than to have our toxicity in the relationship
Mm-hmm.
kill the little bit of friendship that we were holding on to.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather us build our friendship and let go of the toxicity and still, because we good as friends and business partners. Like that never changed. It was just the relationship just wasn't. It wasn't it. It wasn't it for us.
Y'all were not giving each other what you both wanted. You know how I often say we're not speaking the same love language, and
Yeah.
that's really truly what it was. What about you, Angel? Miss, I always have to call you by your full name, Miss Navy. I try to be as professional as possible.
Yeah.
Did you realize that although you really wanted the relationship, you were better as friends than in a romantic relationship?
Yes, I do. I'm happier. I'm smiling. I enjoy just being able to have like a better understanding and just us just getting together but in a respectful way and still having that boundaries to where I'm learning my boundaries, not to bug her and but I still miss her. But yeah, we good though. Like we good. We in a good space. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we are. Actually, we're in the best space we ever been in. That's how I know the relationship just wasn't for us.
Well, that's
Yeah.
okay. You know what? I believe very strongly that relationships, there's a time, a reason, and a season for all relationships. You know what I'm saying? There may be a good time for the relationship, or there may be a reason that you both came into your lives, or it just may have been a season for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the fact that the season is over doesn't mean that the friendship can be over.
Right.
So, Angel, I have to ask you, what in the world was it like for you to watch that infamous moment? Okay, Carrie, you just hush. I'm talking to Angel right now.
I think I kept trying to replay it back, and I kept trying to pause it, like right before the wig left my head. But I think it flew off so fast, like it just flew off so fast. I kept trying to pause it, like right there. It'll never get, and I kept just trying to get to that part. And then I also got a lot of comfort with with you giving me that closure and stuff like that. So that was real big. I always went back to the closure part. Is what I always go back to, because people are gonna say what they're gonna say on the internet, but like that closure was perfect for me. That's all I needed. So the comments didn't bother me. It was more of the relationship. So now that we're working on that with a friend of ours, trying to help out with like mentoring. She's not a professional like that. I seen you saying something about mentoring and stuff like that. So I don't know what's in store, but I would like to try to just stay on a healthy path.
Ada, what a wonderful thing to say. I mean, honestly, I could not be more encouraged to hear that, and I appreciate what you saying. You were trying to pause it because you wanted to see if there was a moment that you could have stopped yourself or something like that. But it was one fell swoop. Honestly, if you look at my face was like,
Yo, Star, I looked to the left. I said, oh, shoot, we finna fight up in this courtroom. She finna try to fight me because that's the only way she gonna snatch this wig off. She really mad.
I was hot.
No, I thought you were frustrated. You tell me.
I was hot. I was frustrated.
Yeah.
It was like I was hot. I was frustrated. My feelings was hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, Miss Janet.
I see it in my face. I see it in everything in my face. I can see
the trigger, if you remember, Miss Shannon, your trigger was, I just don't want nothing more to do. Yeah. And I think that's what made Angel say, Miss Navy say, well, you know what? If you don't want me, then I don't want me. And I love the fact that you now clearly want you, Miss Navy. You clearly want to take care of you.
Yeah. I just got to stay strong. Like, be tempting, but I just be trying to just stay positive and on the nearer.
And no pulling off the wig. You know what I'm saying?
You know, one thing, though, Angel is like one of the strongest people that I've met. You know what I'm saying? Like, ever. And so I know that regardless of if we gonna be together or not, which we're probably not, but as a friend, I know for sure that she gonna be fine. She gonna be perfectly fine.
So I'll
And
ask
I
you
still got her
both.
back.
I know you got her back. I know you're not gonna leave her out there hanging like
Yeah,
that.
no.
Why don't you both tell me? I'll start with you, Miss Shannon. What did you learn from that moment?
I learned that I don't have to be stuck in a situation that I don't want to be in. I learned that if I'm not happy in a situation, then not to pretend, like not even to make sure this person is okay, to make sure I'm happy and I'm good first.
Yes.
So I appreciate you for giving me that because I needed that. And even though I'm still single and I'm mingling, you know, but I'm really working on me, you
Good
know.
for you. You have to be your own whole person before you can come to a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You get yourself together, then you bring your whole good self to a
Right.
relationship, then you can actually be a part of something. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful. What about you, Miss Navy? What do you think that you learned from that moment?
I think I learned to just really love me first,
Mm-hmm.
and like since the situation, I like kind of went back like a year or two and was looking at photos, and like I was always smiling, I was always so happy, and I noticed I wasn't doing that lately. So like now, that's my thing, is keeping a smile on my face, staying positive, no matter what the situation is. So I'm just really just trying to move forward and just, you know, I, just still working on it, and I'm still working on it. So I'm still working on it.
That's the best that you could ever hope for. Um, I guess, having been in a position to have people comment about yourself for many, many years, I know how that can feel sometimes. And did you all pay attention to the social media on it? Because your episode, without question, Curie, tell them what the numbers were.
Insane. So just to put it into perspective, across our social media for
Wow.
the times we posted,
Wow, that's
it garnered
crazy.
That's
millions of
That's
views. So
definitely
crazy.
that's insane.
crazy.
Our other platforms,
Yeah.
that was a million views across our channels. Like that is major. So yeah, just saying. So we've had comments
Oh,
from all over, and I'm just
So
gonna let y'all finish this because
so I have
we
to
got
ask the
comments right
question that
there. Mine.
everybody in America asks. Miss Navy, what the wig do, girl? What the wig do?
Ooh,
I,
what it
I
do?
like
I still
I
want
was
to know.
frustrated. The wig didn't do nothing. The wig was innocent. It was innocent. She was innocent.
She's
That poor baby.
innocent.
Did
She
you
was
Okay,
innocent.
have the
and I hope she has
okay?
been retired because you looking cute as a heck today,
Okay.
Thank
girl.
you. Thank
Yes,
thank
yes,
you.
indeed. Because I'm a wig
Yeah,
girl, so
you
I am not mad at a
today.
wig. Don't
Yeah.
nobody be
Right.
mad at a wig. I love hair. Hair is an accessory.
It is.
Yeah,
Change it, do it.
I had to cut her though. Like, and I've been trying to like work on wigs and like
Mm-hmm.
my creations and stuff like that. So I don't had to chop her down, and
Okay.
because I had like disrespected her on the show, and I had to
You
like
did.
give her a new look
That's right, because
You
she
did.
can't come back out like that no more.
like that. Nope,
Nope, nope,
she
nope,
got a
nope,
whole new look.
nope, nope,
You
nope,
gotta.
nope, nope, nope.
If she gonna come out, we gotta put some grease on her or something, honey.
No, you can clearly tell that you are a natural hair girl, Miss Shannon. We don't put grease on our wigs.
Oh, my
See,
bad. I'm
Tell them, Miss
sorry.
Navy, we
A
don't
little
put grease
spray, a
on
little
our
shine
wigs.
or
see.
something.
We need
Mm-hmm.
a
A little moisture or
sheen, but we don't
something.
put grease on our
Okay, I'm
wigs.
sorry. Doesn't mean to
That's right.
disrespect it. Didn't mean to disrespect the wig.
Stay with the cuts. Yeah, stay
I
with your
just
hair
want to
cut.
make sure. So, ladies, let me just ask you before I let you go. What's next for you? What is it that you want in your life? I want to say thank you. This was my
Thank
first season on Divorce
you.
Court, and
Thank you.
I got a lot of questions about how did I hold it together and why didn't I laugh? And I said, and I really want you all to understand, um, I care about your story. And I
Thank
hope
you.
you knew that.
Yeah.
And I cared about you as women, and I still do. I wanted you to be successful and to grow in a relationship, either together or apart. And I thought at that moment, you were broken, and the last thing you needed was another woman to add to that brokenness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was really the way that I approached it. And I hope in some ways that it was helpful to
It
the
was.
both of you.
It
Tough
really
love was the
was.
best love for me.
It
So
was. Yeah, that
You
was some
folks
tough
seem to
love.
be fabulous right now. So, Miss Shannon,
it's real.
catch me up. What you doing, and what are you hoping for in the future in 2023?
I'm working on just developing my production company where I help models and help aspiring artists to do what they love to do. Me and Angel have been working on a reality show called Twin Cities Reality, and it's going pretty well.
Good for you.
And I'm working with mental health, so
Good for you.
that's what I'm doing.
Good
And
for
for
you.
2023, I just hope to just become a better person than I am right now. Like every day, I want to get better.
There is
That's what
nothing more that you could put on your 2023 list than that.
That's it.
Making your next day better than the last day is the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
And what about you, Angel? Miss Navy, what's next for you? What is it that you want out of life? 2023 is yours.
I want to be healthy. Um, I want to be strong. What I got going for myself. She mentioned it. We got the reality TV show we're starting. I want to start working on wigs, hair stuff, natural hair stuff for my hair underneath my wig. And I just my kids, just moving on, finding some true love because I want some true love. I want to find happiness. So
Good for you.
and just making myself healthy. So yep.
Listen, that's all one
Yeah.
needs. I always say that she who has health has hope.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's nice.
And that is truly what it is. Get your health together, and our mental and our physical health is what's going to
Right.
to the next level. Ladies, I really wish you the very best. I appreciate so much the growth that I have seen in both of you. And I appreciate the fact that the new wig is much more fabulous than the old wig.
Now,
Okay. Oh, look at her. Wait.
Angel.
I'm not
honey?
done yet, but I cut her hair a little bit,
Is that,
and I'm working.
is
Like
that
I said,
my
I'm
girl?
working
That's
on it.
my girl.
I'm
That's
working
my
on
girl.
it.
We gotta name her. We gotta name her.
Yes, exactly. Honey, no, not Star.
Oh, we have
Oh
to
no.
start.
Oh no.
Star don't end up on the floor. She don't end up on the floor.
No, she not. I promise you not no more. Nope,
She
I'm
better,
not doing it.
and nobody
She
better end up on the
she
floor.
finna be in a trophy case
What's
No
her
more.
name?
because she not. Yeah.
We need to name her.
Yeah. But before you ladies go, we did have somebody comment and
No, we in
notice
the
that
same
y'all
building,
similar
but we're not
backgrounds. Are
together.
y'all
I'm not with her. Nope.
Dang,
Oh,
that's very
Reese
observant.
Nope.
always
Miss
knows
Reese
everything.
the
Okay.
Cobra commented.
I mean, I can walk
So
down
we
the
had to
hall
ask
and
because
see
it's
It's
like
that.
the
the
backgrounds
production.
look real
It's
similar.
her little studio thing she got me in.
See, look, and let me tell you something. I told you, these two ladies, they're gonna figure it out. They may not be romantically involved, but something tells me you'll be connected for the rest of your lives.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I really
She can't go
wish you
nowhere.
both the very, very best.
Thank
So at
you
least know
so
that
much.
you got some
Thank
fans
you.
right
Thank you,
here.
Star Jones, so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank everybody. Thank the viewers. We really appreciate y'all so much. Like I said, I couldn't have did this without y'all. Tough love, the best love. Every time I get frustrated, I go right back to that scene, take myself right there, and I just know where I'm at here, and I just keep going because
There you
I
go.
done made it. So,
Angela, in the back of your head, you better always say what the wig do.
yep.
Keep it
I'm gonna
right
be
there.
whispering it.
Yeah.
What the wig do?
Get out of my house.
Oh.
Get out of here. Bye, ladies. It's such a
Bye-bye.
pleasure. Thank you.
Later.
Thank you, ladies.
Okay.
Boy, Carrie, I
Bye,
love those
y'all.
girls. They are amazing. Weren't they amazing? Absolutely. Absolutely.
So great.
Yes.
So great.
Of course. I mean, you know what?
So
Here's the thing.
we had a happy
When
ending.
I
Like,
became judge for divorce court, I said, I will leave couples better than when I found them. And that has been my goal. And I'm just so glad that, you know, and that was the most infamous case that we did by far. the most infamous. And the fact that they could come out of it. Yeah, look at you, Kira. You happy.
Oh, but we're literally halfway.
I love that. I love that.
I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited.
Now it's your turn to ask questions and to get the audience involved.
Yeah.
Now I turn it back over to you.
I had one more. I wanted to ask you, how did that feel? Like, you sing full circle, like
She's
from the wig to the floor to her, like literally coming in. Seems like a whole new, person.
I've done television for a very long time, and I remember, when I took the job at divorce court, there were people who wanted to make sure, that I would get to remain me. And the one thing that my partners at divorce court, they said was, we're never going to stop you from being you. And what we wanted to do was, yes, we're going to have lots of fun. It's entertainment. But if there's somebody who's broken, my job is to try to give them the tools to help fix whatever that issue is. And I'm just proud of the fact that we helped provide some tools, and they seem so much healthier, don't they?
And they listen to you. Like the fact that she kept on saying she goes back to the episode and she listens to what you gave her. She that literally stuck with her. It wasn't just a TV moment
really
for them, or that
from
really
my
stuck with them.
perspective.
I love it.
To know that you impact on a person's life moving forward. And I ain't gonna lie, Miss Navy look good. He look good, right? Yeah, we see you. We're not mad at you, Miss Navy. You look real good, Missy. Go ahead now. So it felt positive. I was very, very happy about that. But I'm happy, Carrie, I'm happy all the time with the litigants. I mean, there are a couple of them that make me a little crazy. Like this week, we've had a couple people on that I actually had to call them out on some ghetto mess. And I'll call you ghetto in a minute, because I'll call you ghetto in a minute, because what you're not going to do is
you crack me up every time.
and just be talking just some trashy type stuff, doing ignorant stuff. That's not going to work. That don't work for me. Yeah. So, yes, that made me feel good. What else you got, brother?
Like that, yeah.
But yes, keep going. I'm ready.
We got some questions from the audience now. Everything's honky-dory, but I hate to switch the style up, because look, one of the first questions we got.
Okay, William.
Have you ever, this is from William from Atlanta. Have you ever had to kick someone out of your courtroom? And now don't give away too much, because like I said, we still got half the season left.
Where I don't kick them out, but I come very, very close. I come very, very close. And if you'll see it coming up, and I'll give you a hint when it's about to come, where I clearly want to take my hand and take these two fingers and press them on this dude's nostrils until he doesn't breathe anymore. I seriously wanted to do that. That's all I'm gonna say. For real. Wait, and there goes your boy Robert.
Heard you say that like that before.
Yes, he remembers. I wanted to press his nostrils until he could not breathe. I'm not gonna lie.
That was what you talking about.
Because I just found him to be the most disrespectful human being.
I'm ready. Okay.
And I don't put up with disrespect. So that's coming. Kay Richards said, what? I know. I did not kill the man, Kay. I did not kill the man. So the man is alive.
Is it worse than loud?
Confess to a crime, okay? Yeah, it's all coming back. That's just the first.
We have more crazy moments for y'all to see. So
I said to my producer partners, I said, we did 180 episodes. And I legitimately, and this is the God's honest truth, I legitimately was bored by 4 of them. Do you know that's, look at me. Yes, I was bored by 4 of them.
Wow.
I'm not lying. lying. Robert is
Wow.
on here right now. He knows I am not lying. That is.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell both of y'all. Robert, he gives the looks. I mean, like he don't
Now,
even have to say much. Like,
Robert's
I mean, his looks
the best line
will say it
is
all. And your
bomba.
reactions.
When he says bomba, that means, Lord, I can't take it no more.
Yes,
So be
that's
crazy.
it.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So what else? What's the next
That's
question,
it.
my
And
dear?
it definitely crazy. Yes. Love that though.
Oh, hi, Stephen.
We got a question from Steven from Chicago, and he said he learned about personal
Probably the number
relationships
one
while sitting on
thing
the bench this season.
is the thing that everybody has in common. People ask all the time, why do folk come on divorce court? Or why do people put their business out in the street the way that they do? And I say it's because they have failed in communicating what they're feeling. I think the one universal truth in every one of the 180 cases that we did was one of the partners has felt that they have not been heard in the relationship, okay? They want somebody to hear what the heck they are feeling. So, you know, we'll use Miss Shannon as an example, Miss Shannon and Miss Navy. Miss Shannon wanted Miss Navy to hear she can't put up with the shenanigans anymore. She's tired of that. She needed her to hear that. Someone just said they want help. Help is the secondary to they want to be heard. And so that's what I have learned about the show and in relationships, that you do have to listen to your partner. That sometimes you just got to shut up and go in a quiet space and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Not only am I listening to you, but I hear you. And that I think would be very helpful in helping to maintain relationships.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I have one more in
Yes, we did.
dealing
Okay.
about these relationships. We dealt a lot about addiction this season. So one thing that I do love about the show, like that, you know, what's so real is that they
Right. We'll
offer help.
take you straight to
beyond-
rehab
once
from the
that taping
show.
is done,
If
like
that's
we
what you
really want to
need,
help.
we will.
So
Mhm.
period. Yes. So can you kind of speak on that, like the importance of addiction counseling and what that's like? Because we've seen a lot of couples who are trying to help their partner and be there for their partner, but they don't really know how to be there for someone who's
The first
battling
thing you have to do
addiction.
is you
So
got
like,
to
can you kind of speak?
accept that you need help. Okay, and that things aren't going as well as you'd have them go. That's a very difficult thing. So you acknowledge it first, and then you acknowledge that you want some help and you want to change. But then your partner has to agree that they're not going to enable you. And that's really kind of difficult because a lot of people, a lot of the couples that we had on, one partner has been enabling the whole time and accepting behaviors that they know is not right. And when you do that, you're feeding into it.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the biggest thing that I learned. And the nice part about doing divorce court is being able to offer those resources. So we had people who had gambling addictions, a lot. We had a lot of gambling addictions. We didn't have, you know, the big level of drug addictions as much as we had gambling addictions. And a lot of it really was born of these online apps, because you're at your house, but you're at your house and you're playing games. Now, see, I am a big online gamer. I enjoy games, but I like puzzle games. I like, you know, ball games and that kind of thing. And I love to play hearts and spades and all that, but I don't play for money because I'm cheap and I'm not giving y'all my money. I just don't do that. I don't even go to the casino when, you know, we in Atlantic City or Las Vegas. If I go to Las Vegas, I'm going to see the show or the fight. I'm not trying to give nobody my money. That just don't make sense to me. And it certainly doesn't make sense online, okay? And what we found is I think people were getting bored, and then there's a social element to online gaming so that you feel like you belong to a club. I think that's really what that gambling addiction, because you remember the case we had very recently, and this was a case that also went viral, where the defendant gambled away $8,000. $8,000
Oh,
of the money that they had been saving for their honeymoon.
insane.
Yeah.
What blew me about that though was that was the biggest thing that he blew. Like he was blowing money on his addiction, like all through the relationship.
Honeymoon.
But
Right,
icing on the cake
and
he
that
blew
was
like the
just
money
one
for their
time. And then remember
honeymoon.
we had, oh wait, I see Living Fine. She wants to talk about the sugar daddy. So I'm assuming you mean old man Joey, right? You haven't asked me about old man Joey. I know.
Cause love, right? Because there have been a couple. Because we've gotten other questions about different cases.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, we already know the updates that we're gonna need for the next one. Like I'm on some of these cases, I'm telling you. But that's a good one. Let's talk about that. What were your thoughts on that? And being a sugar daddy is such a popular thing. I know we don't talk a lot about pop topics or whatever, but like Carisha and Diddy are a great example. Young Miami and Diddy. They're not in a real relationship, but they benefit from each other, right? How do you feel about
both people in the
of
partnership
relationships?
are okay with it? Then I don't have any judgment. This is the whole thing. A relationship is between the two people that are in the relationship, as long as there's no abuse. But here's the thing. Yeah. You have to make a determination. Is that what you want out of the relationship? You may say it on paper, you may say it in social media, but is that what you really want when you go home and you in the bed and you take the lashes off and you take the makeup off? Is that what you want? Do you want to have an open relationship? Do you want to have somebody that is seeing other people? Do you want to open up your phone or your laptop and see the person that you were with 2 days ago kicking it with somebody else? That only you can answer that. Like I can legitimately tell you, my husband and I spent the past 5 days just kicking it, having fun. And we look at each other and we laugh how much fun we have by ourselves. We like to go and sit in the whirlpool and just talk and laugh and look at stuff and pick on people. And I'm gonna disclose something that was hilarious that we both realized. We were sitting, I'm trying to remember where we were. Ricardo, are you on here tonight? But we were somewhere this weekend and some girl walked by and he said, "Oh, she's very thin. The people here, they are real thin." I said, "You think she's thin?" He's like, "Yeah, don't you remember? Don't you see? She got a flat booty." I said, "Oh, you sound like the bootyologist from the show." And we bust out laughing.
Oh my God. Oh, I forgot. Yes.
I thought it was the best thing. We had a whole discussion. But this is my point. We bond like that, okay? And that's what you want in a relationship. You want to be able to bond with your partner about anything. We watched the fights together and we be talking about the people. There was this one dude that was like trying to do the fake rope-a-dope like he was a Muhammad Ali. And he dropped his hands. Okay, now that's a sin in my husband's eye, dropping your hands when the fight is on. Dude dropped his hand like he was playing, got knocked what they call the hell out, okay? Out. Got knocked out. Dropped his hands. And so we had a full conversation about that. So my point in all this is you have to find somebody that gels with you the way you gel. What makes you laugh? What makes you enjoy? When you're dancing, can they spin you and not trip you? Are you in sync? And so with these relationships that are public, like the one you just identified, Diddy and what's the child's name? Young Miami? Okay, I don't keep up, but
Young Miami or Carisha,
I've known Diddy for a very long time. I've known Diddy since I called him Sean, okay? So we've known each other for a very long time. So, but my whole point is,
Okay.
whatever makes them happy makes for a relationship, but you have to determine whether or not you are really happy in that relationship.
I love that. A couple of things before we get out here. One, to your point that you just made, yes, you do keep up, because the other day you learned what getting sturdy meant.
I'm learning.
Not just start learning about getting sturdy. Okay.
I am. I'm trying to keep up. You know, you
you
keep with it so
at
you don't sound corny.
Yeah.
I know my son called us corny one time when we said something stupid. So I don't want to be corny. I listen. I don't mind not being the hippest person in the room. That's okay. Because always being hip don't pay the bills. Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like corny. Corny pay the bills. Okay, because corny go to work in the morning and bring the check home. Okay. So I'm okay with corny. So wait, Reese said she had put a question in. What else? What you got?
Absolutely. I was just about to say, yes, we got questions for updates that the guests want to see, and she mentioned the infamous one where my man was in there and he broke down because he in on his sister, or he walked in on his sister with his spouse.
Yes.
So yes, she gave me a good one. I was gonna mention that too. So she gave me a good one.
We're going to see if we can't get them to join to visit with us. However, as I understand, Joey has decided that that relationship is not one that is going to sustain itself. You see how discreet I am the way I put it. I'm always the lawyer at all times. I think it's not a relationship that's going to sustain itself. And I love it. I think Joey felt very much like he had been used in that situation. And I think the audience felt the same way. I think he came to the relationship with a good heart, and he thought, he had hit the jackpot because he had the young woman. Old man jackpot. And I think he thought he had hit the jackpot. But again, this goes back to your previous question. If you're coming into the relationship and you don't have the same in sync desires, needs, wants, and goals for the relationship, somebody's going to get hurt. And clearly, he was looking for a long-term relationship. And I think she may have been looking for a bit of a sugar daddy. Because if you recall, she wanted a car at that time. I remember Miss Rika, she wanted a car at that time. And he did buy her a car, but he didn't buy her a Mercedes. And I remember saying, you need to be glad somebody bought your little raggedy butt. Something. But that was when the Andre Star kind of popped out. But you do notice throughout the season, sometimes Andre Star popped out. Yeah, Reese, she was gambling. She was taking money out of the checking account. And so, if I had to put a label, I would call her a user, right? And somebody just asked us about the gentleman that fell apart, as you recall, when the woman went on social media and put their whole family on blast, insinuated that, called a man gay, called his friend gay, everything. And I remember saying, you humiliated your husband, and then I changed it and said, you tried to humiliate your husband. Because I don't want her to have that level of power over that man. Because he, Robert is here, and Robert says that was a terrible episode because Robert was like on edge. I'll tell you, being in that courtroom, it's very tense sometimes. And he was on edge, worried that old boy was going to go completely off because he was in tremendous pain. We get a lot of questions on what's real and what's not real. That was real pain right there. And we have some stuff coming up in the second half of the season that's some
that was
real
real
pain that's going to happen, especially in February. Some of the episodes that are coming in February, there's some people who are in pain, and I think the audience is going to feel for them, and I hope that, you know, they will continue to engage with us and know that I come to each and every case thinking, how can we make this better, not how can we take advantage of it. Right, we're very solution oriented.
Because you
very
always
solution
want to come with
oriented.
solutions.
I mean, now
versus
there are
just
some that you see me going, get out of my courtroom with this ghetto mess. I got to. I can't do it. I won't do it.
right.
I can't do that.
With
Now,
the
if
ghetto
you
mess.
just tacky and you putting pond water in the
Right.
girls' drink and no, and you sleeping with the sister and the
yeah, I remember
husband
that. That was
at the
insane.
same time just because you're trying to get back at her. Nah, that's just too messy for me. I can't take it. I think we have time for one more question, babe.
I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I just want to let everybody know that the new episodes are coming top of January. So please, all of the episodes that have been airing, y'all have been asking about them. They will all be up on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook, and on our wherever podcasts are available. So please, top of January, please be looking for them. They will be everywhere. So just so y'all know, I'm gonna let Judge Star take us on home.
The emotions of family law, because I think you all see that I take it seriously enough. I walk in with the attitude that everybody deserves love. I'm a romantic at heart. And you can make mistakes. I've made lots of mistakes. I've tripped over myself. I've made bad choices. But you can come back out of bad choices. What you're supposed to do is just not make the same bad choices again and again and again. So that's really what the issue is. You should learn from your mistakes. And you should learn from your missteps. And learn from your setbacks. I like to tell people that I have learned more from my setbacks than my successes. My successes in every aspect of my life, from career to personal, have been public, and you get accolades, and it's wonderful. But the setbacks, some have been public, some have been private. But I've learned more from that because I've figured out how to regroup, how to change it over. And that's the same thing with family relationships. If you walk into a relationship with a good heart, you can pretty much come back. But if you're walking in with ulterior motives, that's a relationship doomed for failure. And that's why when, you come to me with Kira and you ask me about these sort of newfangled open relationships, which, old-fashioned Auntie Star ain't down with the open relationship. I want that to be clear. I don't put judgment on anybody that comes up in divorce court, because y'all define y'all relationship the way you want to, but Auntie Star don't define her relationship like that. I don't play second to nobody, and I don't share. Don't work that way. Okay? That's just not how it works. That's for me. Okay? But if that's what works for you, then everybody need to put it out on the table so there are no surprises. You see what I'm saying? Don't come up in there and try to surprise the people. Because that's not right. And you're dealing with people's emotions. So how do I deal with the emotions of family dynamic? I try to put myself in the position of those members of the family. I have aunties, cousins, old boyfriends, old girlfriends, friends who have come into my life and gone out of my life, mother, father, sister, brother-in-laws. I have all of that in my life. And so I try to bring my real life experiences and all of it to the table, and not judge people for their bad choices, but judge you for your next choice. Yep, there you go. Let's see where you're going the next time.
I like
because we all can make a mistake. It's whether or not you know how to course correct and stop and not make it again. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. All right. What do you want to?
We got so much coming up. We have so many good couples
like what we have
coming.
to look forward.
We will new shows are continuing to air, but at the top of the year, you're going to start to see your shows back on Hulu, back on YouTube, back on Facebook, and then that way you will be able to catch up. But use some old-fashioned DVR. We'll be there every day, just like usual. There you are. Bye, everybody. Have a great evening. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all your questions.
Have a good night, everybody.
And I look forward to the next half of the season. Yeah. Holla.
Yes. See y'all in